Hi guys.
Hi.
We're gonna talk about culture shock this time. How to, what to expect for it. How to help yourself get over it.
So by the time I got to the till to check out and pay, they landed up being like 200
Oh, no way.
for 4 avocados.
Wait. Hey guys, welcome back. As you might have guessed, we're talking a little bit about culture shock today because, living in another country can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, it can be a bit tough.
Yeah.
As much as it is fun, sometimes there are days where you feel like it's too much to handle.
And I found from most people that it's kind of a roller coaster, right? Like you arrive, it's really exciting. There's things that are different, but they're a lot of fun. But then over time, those different things can be a little bit tiring. Especially like easy things that are difficult to do because they're different, right? But then over time, you start to get really good at doing those things, and then you kind of come back out on top, feeling like a super champion at that point.
Absolutely.
I mean, did you run into anything kind of like that?
I had a really funny story. In my first day in China, I decided, let me go and try out some of the local food at this market. And I ordered something on a stick. The lady was very friendly, and when I had to pay, she said it was 5. So I took out a note that said 5, and I really tried to pay with this 5 note.
But it wasn't like 5 RMB.
No, she just said 5 because she was speaking a bunch of Chinese. I didn't understand anything, and she was just doing this. Yeah. And so I gave her the 5, and we had a whole argument, and I didn't understand why she wouldn't accept my 5. Long story short, it turns out it was 5 cents and not 5 RMB.
Oh, that's a little bit less. You're trying to cheat her
Quite
there.
a bit less.
So that's just kind of one thing that can happen where it's a very simple thing. It can be a little difficult.
Absolutely.
We've noticed that a lot of people, it helps to kind of bring things from home that can kind of help out, and those could be like items or it could be practices. Like I really like cooking food that I would cook at home. It's having some home cooked food really kind of helps out with that.
Definitely. Sometimes. Did you bring anything from home?
I mean, I brought a few favorite movies on my computer.
Okay.
We don't recommend bringing the DVDs. You can buy them here.
Definitely.
But those are fun things. Just putting on a TV show. And having that in the
I made sure I had good Wi-Fi in my apartment so that I could Skype or FaceTime my family and friends, and that was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Another big thing is kind of like off your story is learning Chinese.
Yeah.
That's a really huge way to help you through the culture shock. Once you understand what's going on and you can maneuver things.
Yeah.
The first thing is always kind of learning how to get by with the gestures, right?
Yeah. Sign language.
Yeah.
And I mean, you learn those numbers too.
Yeah.
You try to teach those to me again.
3. And it gets kind of complicated because you do 6, 7, 8. You can count all the way up to 10 on your hand in China. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, my sign language, got a lot better.
Yeah.
Whether it's the numbers or just like gestures in general, it improved a lot.
Yeah, so I mean, learning Chinese will really get you up and running, but also then actually getting into classes. Tutors can be very affordable.
You're really good at that.
Really good at going to class. I don't study, but it's really nice though. You're learning in class, and then you walk out on the street and you get to use the stuff that you were just practicing out on the street. It's really handy.
And then the support networks.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially if you go into some positions that you can get in China, like as a teacher, you'll be working with a group of other foreign teachers, so you have this like lovely support network right off the bat.
Absolutely.
Not only foreigners, but also the local people that you work with can be very, very helpful with those things that maybe a foreigner just can't do.
Absolutely, like ordering things online.
Or, Taobao.
Paying your electricity bills.
Yep. But then you always want to remember that that's not really something that they ever have to do. So you just buy them a cup of coffee or tea.
We'll take them out to lunch. It is so cheap. But then, of course, with certain companies, maybe they try and organize some events.
Yeah, absolutely. And this can be helpful for people that maybe aren't so, outgoing. You can get involved with one of these organized events where you can go do things like learn how to make dumplings or go on a trip somewhere.
Yeah. The foodie ones are always my favorite. I eat way too much and I meet many great people.
Yeah. So, there's just some things to think about when it comes to going to China, what you could expect for experiencing that culture shock, how to get over it. If you want to learn a little bit more about this, you're kind of excited, you could always, just subscribe and watch more of our videos.
Yeah. Or you could like the video.
Yeah, you can like the video, but also if you're really interested in a job, you could also go apply online. Yeah.
Or subscribe to the video.
Or you could go apply.
Yeah, but you should subscribe right now.
Let's just do both. All right, subscribe and apply. And then, of course, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. Cool. So wait, it's 80% off. Is that...
So I thought it was 80% off, but actually it's you pay 80% of the price.
Of the price, yeah. So it's only
20% off.
Yeah.
It was really super expensive.
Did you get
supermarket.
stuck? Did you have to pay?
I did.
Did
pay.
you try and
I
pay
felt
with
too
like
bad.
cents again?
No, this time it was,
That would be
it
a
was
good way to get out.
a real 100 RMB bill.
That's how much it costs?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Over 100 RMB for
That's why I don't buy
avocados.
avocados.